We've partnered together to create a follow-up film study called the Living Undefiled series. What are some of the topics or themes that the study covers? What can people expect as they move maybe from the movie into the follow-up study?
Yeah, I think one of the things that the film touches on pretty well, but needs more explanation via the follow-up study, is the connection between pornography and sex trafficking, and all that entails, and just how the heart and your heart condition can lead there, and can progress to that point. And I think the follow-up study does an amazing job of that, with interviews, as you said, through, from an ex-porn star, from a sex trafficking victim, and others. And so,
and even these community agencies then too, that's one of the things I was excited about, actually, and I hadn't had that part in the vision of being able to, okay, so maybe this isn't your battle, your struggle, but you know someone or you love someone that does, and what can you begin to do? And what can you begin to do at a community level? What can you begin to do as a city, as a church, as a civil organization? How can we stand up, be able to help people, but help rescue people?
Yeah, because we also had Dr. John Fobert on there, and you already talked about Dr. Shively as well. And listening to them was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing them, not just because hearing the story from the former porn performer and the traffic survivor, those were, soul crushing and really, really powerful. But also hearing the research side was so interesting. And I feel like that's what makes this study really, really well done, is because it is that balanced approach. I would also mention that we were at Luther Williams Field, which is the second oldest major league stadium.
Yeah.
Kev, you, me, and Nick, we played catch on the field that Jackie Robinson played catch on, and Ted Williams and Pete Rose.
Yeah.
And so as baseball fans, we kind of geeked out on that too.
Yeah, I committed several errors, just like people on the field have done for
we tried to play
decades.
catch, right?
Oh my gosh.
Overthrew the first baseman again. Sorry, Trevor.
Oh, we didn't. Did we put that in there? We had to have put that in the study,
of
right?
course.
I think the follow-up study personalizes it, because when you see a movie, there can be a temptation to go, oh, this is just a story, it's not real.
Right.
But then you hear from the sex trafficking survivor and the ex-porn star and the activists that are working to end sex trafficking. It's and then you hear our stories, and it creates, I hope, that bridge for people to see this is something happening, and now I understand my place in the story. And I think with that, you called it soul crushing to hear their stories. I would also add, I think, very soul uplifting.
100%.
Because the survivor, the former porn star, both have a pretty incredible story of redemption, of how different life is now that God's been at work, and the ways that community has changed their life. And so I think that's what will motivate people to move forward, to say, man, if change is happening in these extreme stories, why not in my life as well? I think it'll also really help people unpack some of the themes that we talk about quite a bit at Pure Desire. But for those that maybe are just seeing a movie like this for the first time, making some connections between family of origin issues or past traumas and their current problems, and seeing how all that fits together, having kind of an understanding of our brain and how sex impacts the brain and leads into some of these patterns, and then just understanding the message and the power of shame. That often just kind of goes, it's an under the radar kind of thing where people can carry the shame of what they've done, how they feel about themselves, and until we're able to surface it and put into words what we're feeling, it can continue to kind of subvert or really damage someone's life. And so I think seeing shame and what's happening are just some of the really powerful themes people are going to encounter through the video series.
Yeah, and just for information for those listening, Nick, myself, Ashley Jameson, and Heather Kolb were the primary teachers on that, and so this is very much up
Kevin
our.
was one of the
well,
experts.
you were interviewed.
As
Can
an
you
expert,
believe we
yeah.
called you an expert?
Just
kidding.
I think.
Hey, he had some
that
great
was
content.
That was, and you were also wearing a puffy vest in 100-degree heat. I just did not you were in a sweatshirt too. I did not know how you did it. The fact that you didn't sweat on the actual study is incredible.